fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See how I leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. Rolling in the deep, you have my heart inside your hand, and you played it to the beat.
So, Rolling in the Deep, Adele's first US #1, all about her trying to get revenge on her ex-boyfriend. But it's not just normal standard revenge that she wants. Like, she's going all out. She's talking about fire. She's talking about pretty dark stuff in this song,
She's
don't
going
you
off
think?
on one, isn't she?
She is going a little bit off on one, but he's obviously done something that has seriously annoyed her. So, fair enough, maybe.
I feel a bit outnumbered there, to be honest.
Sorry, Rich.
I read a really good revenge story in the paper the other year though. Like some girl had found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her, so she waited till he was going away for a couple of weeks, like went into his flat, sprinkled grass and flower seeds all in his carpet, watered it, turned the heating up, so when he come back in from like his holidays, there was all grass and flower growing in his carpet. He was like, what's going on here? That's quite funny.
That is some serious revenge. That's a pretty good
Put
one.
some thought into it.
He
there,
has put
hasn't
some
he?
thought on that in that one. I might try that one day. So watch your back, the lot of you. But it's quite a power anthem, I would say. This song, it's one of those songs that you turn up and you put on full volume, and you sing it out. You sing it out from the heart, and it makes you feel better.
Have you guys got any good revenge stories or things where you've just been tight to brothers, sisters, loved ones?
I used to be really horrible to my little brother, like ridiculous. Not badly, but there were a few times where I made him dress up as a girl or put makeup on him whilst he was sleeping, and
Yes.
I used to injure him a few times.
Okay.
Not greatly, not.
Going a bit dark now.
I remember being at a camp that we grew up at, and me and a couple of the girls decided that we'd take along a kettle and some tea bags and sugar and milk and our own mugs, so that in our little chalet area we could have our own cups of tea. And one of the leaders got a little bit annoyed at us because they said that we were being antisocial. So they confiscated our kettle. Now, usually you go to these things and they confiscate all sorts of things, but no, they confiscated our kettle. So as you can imagine, we were full of rage and anger as 15-year-old girls, and thought,
Without
right,
a cup of tea.
over a cup of tea. Yeah, all of this because of a cup of tea. So we ran into the director's office and we nicked all of their equipment to make coffee. So we took the machine, the coffee granules, the little plastic tub things that I don't know what they're called, and yeah, that was our brutal revenge all over some PG tips.
So in the song, she's basically just venting her anger, isn't she?
Yeah.
Something bad's happened, and she gets it out somehow. But we've all been through that, haven't we? There's always, she talks about scars that have hurt her, and they're not physical, they're emotional. We've all had times where somebody's really hurt us, and the first thing we want to do is lash out, don't we? It's just a natural part of life, being angry in that way, isn't it? Is it always a bad thing, though?
It's a challenging question, isn't it? Is anger always bad? I think stereotypically in our world, everyone's, you know, if you're an angry person, then that's almost frowned upon, that you're not allowed to have those feelings or whatever. But maybe anger can sometimes be good if it's about justice or something, and if it's fighting for or against a good thing.
Do you think anger's always a bad thing? Is it ever a case where we can be angry because things should make us angry?
Well, I think it's okay to be angry in some situations. For instance, in the case of poverty, it's okay to be angry that people are suffering, and people who are, they're still people, they're still just have as much right to live as we do, and yet are suffering. And I feel that it's okay to be angry in situations like that, where there is injustice involved or inequality.
I think it like creates like a passion like within you to like make a change and like channel your energy into something, rather than just like harbour it up inside, because then if you harbour it up, then it becomes anger, and you put it into other things rather than like the good things.
Exactly. So anger can cause change effectively, and good change at that.
I don't think the feeling of anger itself is bad, it's how you choose to act upon it that can create bad situations.
That's good, isn't it?
Wise words.
Keep that one in.
Throw your soul through every open door. Count your blessings to find what you look for. Turn my sorrow into treasure gold. You pay me back in kind and reap just what you sow. Never wish you never had met. We could have had it all. We could have had it all.
In the New Testament, in Matthew 21, we see a scene where the temple has been taken over by essentially business people trying to sell stuff and flog stuff in this place that is supposed to be the holy place. And Jesus comes into this place and he sees what's going on, and his reaction is to turn the tables upside down. Now, some people read that story and say, oh, that's fair enough, you know, they were insulting the place, they were doing something that wasn't right. And some people look at the story and say Jesus reacted out of anger. What do you think happened?
I think what the Bible's describing there is what we call righteous anger. So it's right to be angry in certain circumstances. So Jesus comes in, sees the temple being misused and gets angry. And that's the right way to react, as we would hopefully when we see injustice or poverty or the refugee crisis that drives us passionately to think, I want to do something about this. And Jesus wanted to do something about it. He wanted people to do the right thing and not just turn God's house into like a marketplace. And so he was right to get that. I think the other thing it shows us is Jesus being human. Like we often just think of Jesus, God's son, but he was human as well. And it's a natural human reaction to get angry when bad things are going on. As Hannah said before, if that drives us to hurt other people, that's not a good thing. But it drives us to be changed, then that's a good thing.
I think it's a massive challenge to all of us. Like, I know for me, when I respond to different situations, often my first reaction is to shout and scream and find somebody else to blame, and it's all of these angry feelings built up inside. But actually having righteous anger and fighting for those things that you believe in, rather than just snapping in situations and doing whatever your first thought is, because often our first reaction isn't the right reaction.
I think it's a maturity thing as well, isn't it? Like as you grow older, you learn like how to channel those emotions, and like rather than just kind of like not thinking about it before you do something.
You're saying I'm immature?
Don't say that.
Child or she'll do something to you. I think one of the odd things is when I probably find it easier if people like do something to me, I'm like whatever. But if people like hurt the people that you love, then that's sometimes more difficult, and then you want to like poke them in the eye or worse.
Definitely. I guess that can be seen in the sense that Jesus was in his father's house. It was ultimately his father that they were hurting, which is probably half the reason for his anger. But I guess you're right to be angry in the sense that God intended the temple to be a place of fellowship, a place of holiness where people could actively seek him out,
Yeah.
and yet people were spoiling it. So I feel like he was definitely right to be angry in that situation.
And it actually reassures us that when we do feel anger towards things that we're passionate about, that is okay.
Yeah.
Because people so often think that it's wrong to react in those ways, but even Jesus did it, but he did it for the right reasons and with the right intentions, and I just think that's a really big challenge.
So there's a verse in Matthew 25 where Jesus says, if you did something even for the least of the people here on earth, it's as though you did it for me. So what do you think Jesus is trying to say there?
Well, I guess it can link back to the whole idea of being angry at injustice. If people are suffering, Jesus, he would want to help them, and if that means being angry about the fact that they're suffering, then it doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong to be angry in that situation. It means that it's okay to want to help people who are suffering. And the least of me, we're talking about and anyone who we interact with, essentially we want to do it in a way that is honouring to God and a way that he would approve of, whether that is someone really important. I mean, obviously you're going to behave in front of the Queen or someone like that, but if it's someone who's maybe lower, essentially you're acting in Jesus, and he wants you to put him across to other people so that they can come to know him as well.
I think that's something that my sister is really good at. Like she won't make a big deal about it, and will probably hate the fact that I'm saying this on a public video. However, like when she sees a homeless person in the street, she won't just walk past, and she'll discreetly like sneak off and get them some chips from Mackey's or biscuits or whatever. And it's almost like that what you did, you know, what you're doing for other people, you're also doing for me. Is not just the being angry about it and fighting against injustice. It's actually going and doing things to help other people.
Yeah.
You know, Jesus sees that feeding the homeless guy as you're feeding me.
Yeah.
And I think that is really powerful as well. Yeah. So essentially, Del needs to chill her beans a little bit, doesn't she?
Could have had